So welcome to today's video. We will starting with a new pigment family and we will take a closer look this time to the manganese pigment family. And I hope you are super excited like I am because there are a lot of very uncommon and unusual pigments in this color family. We have two different blue manganese colors. We have one violet, we have three different browns, and three different grays and blacks. And probably at least one of those pigment you have never heard about because, like I said, there are some very unusual pigments in it. We will be swatching now one version of each, and of course I will make separate videos to take a deeper look inside the color groups. We will be making one about the blues, one about the violet, one about the browns, and one about the grays and blacks. As some of them are so unusual that they are only able to get from someone handmade and no of the big companies offer them, I have sometimes only one of this, and I would like to know if you would like a little bit different kind of video about those, that we may be swatching them on different papers like hot pressed, cold pressed, cotton or cellulose, so that we can at least get a little bit better feeling for the pigment and the color itself. If you would like me to do those pigments a little bit different, just please let me know. I would love to hear your wishes about that. So the first one is the very famous manganese blue, also known as barium sulfate permanganate, PB33. Sadly, this pigment was discontinued a long time ago. It was also known as a cement blue because of its use as a masonry colorant. It was first made in 1869 and was patented as a pigment in 1935, so a long time later. It was produced here in my home country in Germany until 1990, and it was stopped producing because of cost prohibitive due to environmental regulations, which is very sad because it is super loved in the watercolor community because it is this super vibrant and strongly granulating light blue. And yeah, but lucky for me and others, there are still some handmade companies which offer the pigment, at least for maybe a little bit more time. I think in the next years, probably the stock will somewhere go to a complete extinction. So this is the PB86, also known as Yinmin blue. It is yttrium, indium, and manganese. So I wasn't sure if I would contain this pigment here in this video, but I thought manganese is one of the main ingredients, so I will do contain it. I've read in my research that all of the iron oxide pigments also contain a small amount of manganese, but I thought it is such a small amount, it is not mentioned in the name iron oxide pigment, so I will do not contain it also because I will only contain where it is a main part. So the only violet I could find is the PV16 manganese violet, also known as manganese ammonium pyrophosphate. And this is probably the pigment from all of the pigments here, which is most widely spread in the watercolor world, because there are a lot of brands offering this pigment in a violet, not only in artist grade, but I also have at least one student grade paint where a PV16 manganese violet is offered. So yeah, there will be definitely some more comparison possibilities with this pigment. It is also a very granulating, super light fast pigment, so I personally love it a lot. The next one is a PBR8 manganese brown, also called mangan hydroxide or manganite. And there are a few brands which offer a single pigment or a pigment combination with this pigment. And what I read at least one pigment supplier, and I've only read this in the from the brand where I have a handmade version of it, but in none other commercial ever read it, that it can be dangerous to unborn babies. So the pigment supplier wrote down, if you are pregnant or plan to get pregnant, don't please use this pigment because it can be dangerous to your child. The next one is the PY164, also known as manganese brown. So both of those colors are called manganese brown. I have two different commercial brands which offer this pigment. It is also known as manganese antimony titanium buff rutile. And as you can see, it's super dark. The manganese brown PBR8 we swatched before. As it is an earth pigment, it is like other earth pigments, depending on which area on the world you are sourcing it, can look very different. So we have there a range from very light browns to very dark browns. We will take a deeper look. At least I will maybe show some images from the internet, because I've seen some other brands offering it under names like amber or other names as well. So the last of the browns is iron manganese brown. It's PBR43 and also called iron manganese oxide. It's also one which I only have found so far from handmade brands, so it is not super widely spread. I've never heard of a PBR43 before buying this pen, to be honest. This is a synthetic pigment. That is the only information I found so far. We'll have to take a deeper look for the manganese brown video, of course. Then the first of our grays and blacks is called manganese gray, also manganese dioxide. It's a PBK 14, and I've only have found it in a handmade brand so far. It is a gray, like the other manganese pigments. It granulates, and this one has a speciality because it glitters. It is, I would say, medium strong glitter effect. I will show you a close-up of all the dried swatches in the end of the video, and hopefully you can see it there a little bit better. In the small picture I've seen so far while filming, it is not as strongly in the video as it is in reality. So if you don't like glittery paints, this pigment is definitely not one I can recommend for you. But if you like glitter or have a gray, which a little bit of glitter effect, maybe for some metallic metal bars or something like that, this could be a very interesting pigment for you. So the next pigment is also something special. It is also called spinel black or manganese ferrite black. It's PBK 26. This one I have is from a handmade brand, but I've seen that it is at least in one commercial brand offered, but I think it is more of a grayish color there. This from this handmade brand is like the description I have read from different pigment databases where it is called a true black because it reflects absolutely no light in mist tone. I think that is similar to these blackest black or darkest black paints, which were made in the last years, which are super non-reflective. I've never seen this kind of super dark black in other watercolor blacks. So, like I said, I know that the PBK 26 is also used in some brands, or at least in one brand, but it is not as dark black as it is. We will see definitely it better in the end of the video, and of course when we do the black videos, where we can swatch it a little bit bigger, better. So the last of the pigments is PBK 33, also called manganese black and also called iron manganese oxide. And this is also one I found so far only in handmade brands. So yeah, the blacks are very, very rare to find in commercial produced watercolors. Very important, of course, is to know, like cobalts, mangan is, or manganese, better said in English, in German it is mangan. That's why I make sometimes mistakes like that. Is a toxic pigment, so you have to be careful while handling this pigment. It can cause diarrhea, progressive nervous disorder like in Parkinson, and of course, like I said, it can in some variations be dangerous for unborn babies. Of course, if you are handling it with care, you won't get any problems, but don't eat and drink while working with pigments like that. Clean your hands very thoroughly afterwards. And of course, don't ingest it in any way, or yeah, I've also read don't put it in any kind of infusion or inject it in yourself. And I thought, whoa, who would do something like that? But I guess when you're reading a warning like that, someone has already done it in the past, probably. So yeah, always handle toxic pigments like cadmium, manganese, cobalts, and that very carefully. Normally, they are not that toxic that if you don't eat it or drink it or ingest it in any other way, and handling it with care so that you don't splash yourself completely with it, that it should not be problematic. But it is definitely something to be aware of. And if you have kids or pets, then please make sure that you keep the colors completely away so they can't get to the colors, that they can't accidentally eat or swallow it or anything like that. Because, of course, kids and some pets maybe because of the smaller size, smaller doses can be quite problematic for them. So that is something very, very important to know, that keep all the toxic pigments keep somewhere where the kids or pets can't get in contact with it. For example, a room which you can lock, or a closet where you can really lock it so that it can't get there. Yeah. I hope this video was informative, helpful, and hopefully you learned something new, maybe some new pigments. Please let me know in the comments if you would like this different kind of swatching for the pigments where I have only one color to swatch for you, so that we at least can get a bit of a better feeling for the color. Let me know which of those colors you already knew, which you don't. your experience with the colors. Did you like them? Did you not like them? What do you like, what not, and so on. I am always happy to read about your experiences and your opinions, as well as, of course, if this was helpful or not. And if so, I would very, very appreciate a thumbs up or a follow, because this helps so much for me and my channel, and so that I can produce videos like that in future as well. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon in one of the other videos. Bye bye.